Hello everyone, Penny here with That's Just Penny and the Junk Journal Ministry, and today I am showing you the second design that I had in mind for these pockets on pockets that is for the May monthly printables library. Here I am showing you the kit and the embellishments. This goes along with the kit for the Women of the Bible study series. This month, or actually this week, is Bathsheba. Also, scripture cards along with a traveler's notebook journal kit. There's also flower embellishments and some other embellishments, and there is also margin art in there as well. The margin art is with the sticky notes. So I'm just showing you a sneak peek of May's monthly printables library. And there's the sticky notes. There's the margin art at the bottom. You can also use these in collage or just taking notes for your journaling or Bible journaling. You can use them in so many different ways. But today I am basically working on the second design that I had in mind for the pocket on pocket. Now, if you haven't checked out the first video, please go do so. It is all posted for several different clubs at this time. A little bit later on, it will be released maybe to the public, but right now it is on my fans page and it's on the Sisters Club. The first video. This is the second video. I'm going through and picking out, just kind of organizing the pages. This is the base. I only have 2 bases left. Here is the top layer. And like I said, I'm just going through here and I'm kind of just seeing which one I want to go with what and what goes with what, kind of layering them up. This time, instead of doing just 3 pockets, we're going to have 4 pockets. So I have picked out a base, 2 middle layers, and then 1 top layer that has the flat pocket. I did not print anything on the back of these pages, so I have decided that I'm just going to use my distressing ink and distress with yellow so that it's not so white. And then whenever I open the pocket or the back of the journaling cards, I can just use my yellow and distress it. I'm just going over it. And I fast forwarded. So now that I have my yellow, I'm making sure that it's dry, yellow distress, and I'm starting with the base page. Now, once again, make sure you can see that there's a little, we'll say a little glitch, but that is there purposely there for you to understand that that is a tab and that you have that little bit of edge there, so you understand that that is a tab and you have to fold it, and you have to fold that in the middle as well. Remember to cut off the black lines if you wish. If not, you can use those. You can scan it through your brother's scanning cut, and it has those lines to do so. Or I just normally cut the black line off. That way it gives me a nice clean edge. And if I distress it, of course, then the black edge can interfere with it if I distress. If you don't want to distress, then the black edge is there for you to use. So that's it. Basically, I am cutting. Now, you may think that this little is a boo-boo, but it is not. It's there intentionally. So I'm just going to cut it straight across. I'm not going to worry about it. It's only like a little tiny, tiny slither off. And I'm going to miter the corners. Remember that when you're folding down your glue tabs, you want to make sure that your bottom is on top, meaning that all the sides are folded down and then the bottom tab is on top. The reason being is that when you stuff things in that pocket, it will get caught if that bottom piece is not open enough. So that's why that I like to have that bottom piece on the top. Here I am making sure that I'm lining up the edges because like I always told you in the previous video, if you watch that tutorial, I'm always a little bit wonky and I get it off just a tiny little bit. So I'm checking that out and then I realized I'm seeing white paper on white paper, so it's kind of hard to see. So I am just going to start distressing so that I can actually tell where my edges meat and how well that looks. And it's just a little bit off, so I'm going to come over so I can have some color behind there and I'm going to actually see what it looks like. And if I have to trim, I will trim. If not, then I will go ahead and just continue distressing it. And I also distress the inside as well. Here I am working with the two middle pockets, and I'm folding my glue tabs. One I've already got folded, but I'm going to be working with two this time because I want a quad pocket. So there's going to be 4 pockets on this pocket on a pocket. So I'm just lining them up before that I actually remember how I showed you before how I actually folded the glue tab down because I want to make sure it does fit on the pocket. Lining everything up and I'm folding it the wrong way. This just gives me a line, a mark where I can flip it over like the correct way and make sure that my pocket is going to fit on my base. So this is the first middle pocket that we're going to be gluing, making sure that the base, the actual bottom glue tab is actually on top. I am distressing a little bit around with my coffee color. This pocket is the second middle pocket, and that will also distressing it, kind of getting it straightened out there. And I'm making sure that this pocket actually would fit on the base as well. I'm lining it up. I went with the solid color first for our first middle pocket. And I did leave about an inch up off the bottom. I came up a little bit, but now the second middle pocket, I'm going to actually flush it to the bottom of the base, as you can see. And the top middle pocket is just a little bit wider than the first one. So the second middle pocket is actually the one that looks like lattice is actually the green flower looking one. It's actually a little bit wider. Because when you stack layer upon layer upon layer, it can get bigger over time. So I'm lining this up to make sure that those circles look pretty good together because sometimes you can get off on the circles, the notches cut out. I am doing a line with the pencil to make sure that when I glue this down that I am not going to be off from where that I want it. It just gives me a guide. I think I'm having trouble with the glue gun at this point. My glue gun, it was out of glue stick, so I had to refill it really quickly here. Sometimes this glue gun is actually 15 years old, so sometimes the trigger, and as you can see, I just about had an accident, and I wanted to show you this because accidents happen. So with the glue gun, I'm just kind of letting it dry. But on this craft mat, it is a craft mat, but I want to make sure that I get that because this is super hot glue. Just taking a piece of paper and just kind of rubbing it off. So if you do have a glue, when the glue gun kind of leaks, mine normally doesn't leak, but when the trigger gets stuck, it will leak. So I guess it's time to invest in a new one. But I love that one because it's hard to find the ones that are commercial, that takes the commercial sticks, the high temp sticks. Making sure that my crease and my edges are not popping up because sometimes if you get, especially like I do, if I get them a little wonky, they don't fit down too well. So I'm making sure that when I'm gluing that I am like pushing the glue out. I'm not just squirting as I go. I'm kind of smearing that glue out over those little glue tabs. Here, like I said, I've come up from about an inch from the base bottom so that I can have an additional pocket. I'm going to use my scissors to varnish down the edges to make sure that glue is spread out. Now I have the second middle pocket, and again, I'm doing the same procedure over and over. I'm just making sure that the glue tabs are all down, that they're pretty well straight, and I'm going to glue this down, but I am going this time to flush the bottom edge to the base. I'm going to flush it together at the bottom, making sure that my glue is on the tabs. Here is the flat pocket, which is the top layer. And so now that I have 3 pockets, this makes my 4th pocket, making sure that my glue is smeared out, because this is a flat pocket, meaning there is no glue tabs and there's not a whole lot of room to put anything in, because the glue tabs give you that allowance, like a seam allowance. Here I'm gluing this on, and I kind of did a boo-boo. If you notice that the second middle pocket is a little bit wider on the white one, so I'm having to readjust this flat pocket, and I'm going to pick it up, and then I realize it's just a little bit over, so I'm going to have to pick it up and reglue it. Now that I have distressed the edges once again, it is time to fill my quad pocket, pocket on a pocket on a pocket on a pocket, I guess you could say. But I am actually kind of bending it because the the glue gun does, the hot glue does kind of make it a little bit on the stiff side. So I'm just kind of smushing it, kind of wrinkling up, trying to open the pockets to give me more room. Now, obviously, I created this out of regular copy paper. So the journaling cards are going to be flimsy, but that's okay because I want this as flat as I most possibly can, so that whenever I put this in a journal or whenever I mail it in an envelope, I want to make sure that there's nothing that's too heavy. But I could print in 110-pound cardstock, and I may go ahead and put some backing on the back. I can collage on the back. I can add an index card. I can do recycled cardboard cereal box, whatever I wanted to do. And then, of course, I could add another layer or coffee dye them, whatever I want to do. But for this one, I am just showing you with the copy paper. I'm just loading up the pockets with that is there. And then I'll add stuff from the kit in the pockets as well. I have added some embellishments from the kit, and now I'm getting out my stamps with the Raven ink pad, and I am putting a stamp on there on that one journaling card. Getting a sentiment out. I got these at a thrift shop. One of my friends gifted these. One of the women of the church gifted me these sayings. So I'm putting a little bit of lace here. Now, of course, if I was to ship this, it would, it would be heavier. Here I have one of those little silicone finger things on so that I will not burn my finger. So here is the finished project for the quad pocket. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and stay tuned and check out the links below. And please don't forget to subscribe. See you all later. Bye.